Welcome back to another class on Halacha for Women. We are in this sefer called Otzar Dinim by Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. Today's halacha is a very important halacha. We want to discuss today, is it correct for mothers to send their small children with their fathers to daven in a shul, knowing that these children, they can't sit in one place? They're going to interfere with the people that are davening in shul. Many times we see where a mother has to get a lot done before Erev Shabbat, for Shabbat, or even on Erev Yom Tov, for Yom Tov. There's so much that needs to get done. Cooking, cleaning, preparing the table, and so on and so forth. She herself has to shower. She herself has to get ready. So what does she do? She says to the husband, please take the children with you so I'm able to do everything quickly. Is that the correct procedure to go about? Or are we going to tell you to leave the children at home? So this is what we want to try to discuss today. Mitzvah lahavi yeladim kitanim shegiu lechinech lebeit haKnesset litpalel im hatzibur. There is a mitzvah to bring children, to bring small children, which have reached the age of chinuch, meaning their age of education, which is 6 years old, but if they're sharp, it even starts from 5 years old, to the shul, in order for them to be able to daven with the congregation. So right off the back, we see from this halacha that the minimum age we want to start educating a child is the age of 5, if he's very sharp, if he's bright. But normally, in average, it's a 6-year-old boy. That means less than these ages, less than 5 or 6, depending on which kind of child you have, you're not allowed to send your small children to go daven with your husband in shul. Because of the reason being is, they don't know how to be in one place. They don't know how to be quiet. They're going to say, Abba, give me this, Papa, do this, bring me that. And you have to understand how bad, how severe it is. Can you imagine you have a person davening Shemona Esrei, and in the middle of the davening, he's davening, and the child, he makes a certain noise, or he says, Papa, or something. Now, the person was so much, he was davening, and now when the child made the noise, it threw the person off. Now he doesn't remember where he's holding in the Shemona Esrei. Halacha states that if you don't remember where you're holding, you go back to the last bracha that you know for sure that you said. Doesn't matter how many brachot this person has to go back now. The fact being is you made him now say blessings in vain. Because the blessing that he said up to now already said. Now he has to go back and then he has to repeat it again. That means he said blessings in vain. And that's a problem. So basically this child, he put a stumbling block before this person was down in Shemona Esrei. And I'm speaking about one guy. But many times, as you women, I don't know if you guys ever daven Shachari bin Arivit, probably not. You don't go to shul to daven. But when we daven Shemona Esrei, we the men, when we daven Shemona Esrei, right now you could have 40 guys in the shul on a regular day. And the person has a phone right there on the table. Whether it be on vibrate, whether it's going to be on ring, doesn't matter. Once that phone goes off, people that are daven Shemona Esrei, do you know how many times they said? It completely threw them off. They don't remember exactly where they are. So this person, he came to do a mitzvah the Rabban, he came to do a mitzvah from the rabbis, which is to daven Shemona Esrei in shul. And now he's walking away with so many averes because one phone call he got, because he didn't take off his phone, or he didn't put it on airplane mode, and now he disturbed at least 40 people that were davening Shemona Esrei. Because now nobody knows where they're holding. So he caused many people to do blessings in vain, which is a prohibition from the Torah. So you have to understand, Rabotai, what is it that we are doing when we're sending our children to shul? If they're going to sit in one place, I can understand. But a lot of times it's not like that. There's no nursery, there's no daycare in shul where they're going to put the kids in one room and they're going to watch them. A lot of times it's just the opposite. Kids are running around, they're making noise, they're screaming. And that is a humongous problem. Who's going to be responsible? Who's going to be chas v'shalom lo'olin rabotai punished for this? The father. For bringing the child to shul. You might ask yourself a question. So what should the father do? Leave the child at home and let the mother go nuts? I didn't say that either. We're going to see. He shouldn't go to shul. If the mother is so busy that she can't watch him because she has to clean, cook, and prepare the table. Then we're going to tell the husband, you stay home and daven by yourself. It is very important to help out your wife. So I one time said this, so somebody said, okay, that's it, I'm not davening in shul no more, because I'm always going to have to help my wife. No, there has to be a, no, I'm trying to say that there has to be a real necessity. Person tells me, I have to take my kids. I have to put them on the bus, 8 o'clock. So therefore I can't come to daven in shul. Why can't you come? Because you said you have to help your wife. Of course you have to help your wife. I didn't say not. You must help your wife. No question about it. Because Rabotai, I want to share with you something. When a woman is normal, the whole house is normal. And it's very, very important to help them. I'm not telling not to help them. But I told this guy, I said to him, I don't understand. Tell me 8 o'clock is their bus stop, correct? What time do you wake up? 7:30. Why do you wake up 7:30? You could wake up 5:30, you know? You could wake up 6 o'clock, come and daven. Yes. You'll be out by 7 o'clock, whatever is 7:30, and you'll go. It's not convenient. Okay, so it's not that you're helping your wife. You just don't want to come and daven in the shul. We're talking about real scenarios where be'emet, the husband wants to go to shul, he wants to daven, but he can't. For example, I'll give you another example. You know, a lot of times it happens, right? The husband comes home, the wife is home, everybody's home, everything's good. Now the husband has to go and he has to go down mincha or arvit. And then she says, but I have an appointment, I have to go here, I have to do this. And she leaves. And she says, I'll be back in X amount of time. And she doesn't show up. So what do you do now? You start screaming at her? Absolutely not. If there's no other minyan later on, and now the time is coming to close, whatever it is, you daven at home. What can you do? But you have to watch the kids. You need to help your wife. But not to, Rabotai, again, I want to be careful when I say this. Not to go ahead and use this rule not to ever daven in shul. That you shouldn't do. So to get back to our case, if on Erev Shabbat and an Erev Yom Tov, you see that it's hard for your wife. Number one, I don't know why, why it's hard, because he should have been helping or he should have gotten help. Again, Rabbi, I want to tell you, people like to do tzedakah. People like to help other people. People like to, chesed there. Everything starts in the house. You want to do real chesed, you really want to do real tzedakah, you should do it, start inside the house. It begins with your wife and your children. Once you're able to help them, now you can go ahead and help everyone else. But to abandon them and to go help other people, no. Rabotai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't make it in such a way where it should be hard on the woman and it should be easy for the husband. Absolutely not, Rabotai. They have to work hand in hand. Again, for all these things, always consult your local rabbi, but I'm just trying to bring out a point over here that if a woman knows that her child or the father says he doesn't sit in one place, so she says, I'm not going to be able to watch him, what are we going to tell the father? Stay home down by yourself. Don't go to shul. Don't leave all the burden on your wife and go to shul. It doesn't work like that, Rabotai. It doesn't work like that. You have to help your wife, not go against her, not to make it harder for her. In any event, that's what he's saying of us over here. That there is a mitzvah to bring small children to shul once they reach the age of education, in order for them to be able to daven with the congregation. You want to be able to hasten them to be able to pay attention and answer things that have to do with Kedusha and Amen. For example, Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo, Nagdishach, Yehei Shmei Rabbah, all these things, you want to be able to start educating the children. And you want to educate the children to stand in shul with fear and awe. Now this is very important. When we say we have fear and awe, it doesn't mean fear like that type of fear that you have when you're driving on the road and you have a cop behind you. He didn't even turn on his siren. You're already inside, you're shaking. No. It's not that type of fear. We're speaking about a fear of respect for the place. Fear of because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. That type of fear. We had Baruch Hashem, we had Rabbi Yehoshua come to our shul, and it was a beautiful sight to see. Because you know how it is, where people are, when the rabbi is not like, Rabbi Yehoshua is a very big figure, he's a humongous rabbi. So you could imagine before he came and after he came. So let's just put it to you like this. We're a little bit more on the louder side, for example. Right? We'll be able, when it comes to buying, we're more louder. When it comes to answering amen, we're more louder, right? And we're more with passion and excitement. But once he walked in, it was on Shabbat. I'll never forget this day. Once he walked in, everybody got up And it was the whole environment changed. Everybody was quieter, more calmer. Even the bidding was done in a more calmer fashion. They were buying for him, but it was done more in a calm down fashion. Were they shaking because of him? No. That's type of awe and fear where they were giving him that respect. And that's what we're trying to bring down over here, Rabotai. That when a person comes to shul, you have to have that sense of awe and fear for the place. It's not a social club. It's not a Six Flags. It's not a restaurant or the park or it's your house. It's a Makom Kadosh. It's a holy place. So that's what you have to go ahead and you have to educate your child to stand in fear and awe. In order to be able to do that, the father, he himself has to first educate himself. A lot of times, unfortunately, you see that fathers, they don't take davening seriously. What do I mean? They can come, they can daven, they can put on tefillin, min charvi, doesn't matter. But during davening, they have a phone. And they're on their phone. What kind of fear and awe are you showing in the place? Would you ever use this phone? Would you ever use a phone in a courthouse? I was told that there was somebody who was being sentenced to a few years in jail, whatever it was, a Jewish person. And a lot of people went to try to support him. It was, the person told me, he was sitting all the way in the back of the bench just listening. He said, nobody was being judged, only that one Jewish person. But everybody else in the back was afraid. For what? Everybody's like, there was this sense of fear over there. But when the judge came in, somebody wanted to walk in also with a phone. They said, absolutely not. There is no phones allowed in the courtroom. No phones. Why, Rabotai? Our shuls are less important than these courthouses. Why this is so important, the courthouse, that we can bring a phone? Nobody said a word. You could hear people breathing. That's how quiet it was. Rabotai, that's why a person needs to understand. When it comes to Makom Kadosh, there has to be a sense of fear and awe. In order to be able to teach our children, we have to be able to first do it ourselves. You can't tell a child, stand straight, answer amen, do this, do that. If you're not doing it yourself, a father comes home, why aren't you learning Torah? Go learn Torah. Yeah, but why aren't you learning Torah? Why isn't the father learning Torah? You can't tell the daughter, go start dressing up in a modest way when you're not dressed up in a modest way. You can't tell something to somebody when you're not doing it. Chazal tells us, first beautify yourself. Work on yourself first and then start telling other people what to do. And the problem is, Rabotai, is that we don't realize, you can speak as much as you want to kids, to whoever you want to influence. By speaking, you'll never influence. It's always leading by example. You want to show your daughters what it means to be tzinius. You want to show your girls what it means to daven. You have to show them how it's done. Everything starts from the parents. When you have to warn the child from the holy place that he should know how to properly guard it. The same halacha is going to apply that we just said to the boys. Same halacha is going to apply to girls that have reached the age of education, that it is correct to educate them and bring them to the women's section so that they can down there. All this he brings from Tana Debe Eliyahu. Especially when it comes to reciting the Megillah, it is a good custom to bring small children to the Beit Knesset in order for them to listen to the Megillah. Again, as self-understood, all this is as long as they're not going to interrupt the people listening to the reciting of the Megillah. Because remember, if they're gonna cry or they're gonna make noise and you miss one word, your whole Megillah is out the window. You haven't fulfilled the mitzvah. Umihu, he says, Kol ze bikatanim, all this that we just said on top that you're allowed to bring your children, she'enam mibalbalim et tefilat etzibur. They're not going to make balagan, they're not going to confuse the people that are praying in the congregation. That's why you're allowed to go ahead and bring them. Aval, however, imem katanim biyote, but if they're very small children, hamifraim letzibur litpalel, that they disturb the congregation from praying, Ein lahavi'am lebeit haKnesset. Don't bring them to shul. Ve'adiv, it's better litpalal yachid. It is better to daven by yourself. Me'asher lahavi imo yeladim ketanim lebeit haKnesset. Sheyafriu litzibur litrakez b'tefilatam. It is better that a person, the father, should daven himself home by himself than to bring small children to shul that are going to disturb the people that are davening, that who want to be able to concentrate in their prayer. They're not going to be able to do so because of the child. So it comes out of here like this. The question was asked, is it correct to send small children to shul with the fathers? It depends what type of child you have. If you know the child is going to go ahead and he's going to sit in one place and he's not going to interrupt the ones that are praying in shul, the congregation, he's not going to interrupt them. And if he's in the age of chinuch, meaning 5, if he's sharp, 6, that's the average, then we're going to tell you you're allowed to go ahead and bring these children to shul. However, what happens if they're very small children where they're always going to be interrupting other people during davening? We're going to tell the father, if there's nobody else that's able to watch your children, stay home, daven by yourself. It is better for him to daven by himself than to bring the children with him to shul where they're going to interrupt other people. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen.